have the privilege of speaking with Gordana from Lomiko Metals. How are you today?
Great. Thank you for having me.
And of course, Lomiko. We used to all know who Lomiko was, but we don't really know where Lomiko is today. You put out a significant drilling announcement in late May. Can you give us an update about this 18,000 meter drilling program?
So La Loutre project is our flagship project. It's located in Quebec, about 180 kilometers northwest from Montreal. So we have done our PA last year, and in order to move to the next steps, which is PFS for us, of course, we had to infill the pit, both pits for that matter, and that's why we decided to move with this significant drill program starting in mid-May this year, and we think we might be done by mid-October, or we may even continue a little bit later in the fall and winter.
And of course, it says here that you're doing 120 holes. I personally like the name of the zones. You've got the electric vehicle or EV and the battery zones. Tell us a little bit more about this. By the way, your news release actually shows a figure where these zones are actually, and the drilling is actually taking place. You want to comment a little further about that, please?
Yeah, so basically the names of the zones are aspiration where we want to be. We want to be a supplier of the critical minerals, especially the graphite, for these new and emerging technologies for the batteries, of course, for electric vehicles. So we have done some initial work with MetPro and COREM from Quebec, two labs on initial testing. So the purification results are really excellent, over 99.9% purity and low contaminant levels. Also, some of the physical and chemical characteristics of the graphite are excellent, like better than we actually expected for this first pass.
And of course, Gordana, maybe some people out there may not fully appreciate what the purity actually means. And also, if you can add a couple of comments about the importance of graphite in these EV batteries, because isn't it like you require 5 times the amount of graphite per lithium? Give us a little bit more of an overview, please.
Yes, you're correct. So basically, anode is 95% graphite, and there is no other material that can replace graphite in the near future. So classic Tesla could have anywhere between 100 to 125 kgs of the graphite. So the need for the graphite, of course, in North America, Canada, and US is huge. As both countries announced very lucrative goals in getting into 50% EV adoption by 2030, 2035. So that would mean for us, for graphite producers and developers, a huge market that never existed before.
And, something that I think is lovely about Lomiko is if you read Lomiko's about or mission statement, it always says, Lomiko Metals has a new vision and a new strategy in new energy. Represents a company with purpose, a people-first company where we can manifest a world of abundant renewable energy with Canadian and Quebec critical minerals for a solution in North America. Now, you might say, hey, well, Tracy, that explains everything, but if you could fill that out a little bit for us, I think there's been quite an investment in people that has transpired over the last year, and I'm not certain that those familiar with Lomiko from the past appreciate how this company is evolving into quite the ESG-directed company.
Yes, for sure. We all come, myself, Belinda, our CEO, and Vince, our CFO, we all come from the operating businesses. And the only way to, go forward is by adopting all these ESG principles. And we are spearheading that. Reality is, in order to decarbonize our future, we have to decarbonize the transport. And we as the team are, putting our best foot forward with some other groups from Quebec and America in providing all these critical minerals. So critical minerals, the name says, are critical for our future. All of them have to be mined, and the mining is really the answer for decarbonization. That's our goal. That's our mission, to get all these minerals for solution here in Canada and North America.
So this aggressive drilling program that you have, this is quite an aggressive drilling program. The results we should anticipate in October, is that correct, or am I putting words in your mouth?
Yes, unfortunately, the wait times, the lead times at the labs are long. We have sent about the 600 samples so far. So we expect first results somewhere in late July, early August. And by the time we actually assemble that, we would be ready to put some news to the, to our shareholders and to the markets, the public, somewhere in early September.
I noticed in the last news release, you made a reference to how you obtained a UL Ecology Certification for mineral exploration. What does that mean? For some of us, we don't all understand that.
So Ecology is a certification for exploration companies run by Quebec Exploration Association. And so far, there is only about 17 companies registered in Quebec. And of course, there are other provinces that are interested into expanding this registration. It means, and it really fits in our own mission and vision about adopting ESG principles. Just saying that we are indeed respecting these principles, and through these certifications saying that, yes, we really care about the environment and we're doing all these things just because we believe in it. That's the way to do it.
I really enjoyed reading this news release a couple of times, because every time I read it, I noticed something different that I attribute to a Lomiko advantage. And one thing is your relationship with the First Nations. Would you like to comment further on that for us, Gordana?
Yeah, as we mentioned just before about our mission and People First Company, we believe that we have to involve all our stakeholders and shareholders into developing these projects. So we have a Lady Lee Arden Lewis, who is on our board, who's a Mohawk, and who's helping us out, of course, give that different perspective to our board and the management. And also we have Ms. Anne Chabot, who is actually from Kitigan Zibi Anishinaabe community. That's the community that is, covering our lands for La Luther project.
Well, I'll tell you, Gordana, I am so impressed, and thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you will do more regular interviews, and I'm going to talk to Jack Lipton about putting you on the Critical Materials and ESG panel. Thank you.
You're really welcome. I was very happy to be here today and be able to, provide the update on the Lomiko's activities.